fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Dallas Cowboys and the Seattle Seahawks. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This is fielded at the goal line. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. On 2nd down, here's Wilson. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Randy Gregory in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. Going deep here for Bryant. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a 2nd time.
They'll try to run for it with Elliott. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. Oh, that touchdown, Cowboys! Dalton Schultz, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really a impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Here's Khalif Raymond to return. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. To throw is Wilson. And his throw is incomplete. The Notre Dame man, Jalen Smith, able to get a hand in and knock it away.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A gain of 32 that time.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Good opening quarter for him. Remember, he had the sack earlier. Now a tackle for loss, another tackle for loss.
He's really making it tough on the play caller, though, isn't he? Because it's one thing to try and adjust when a guy is disrupting your running game. But when he's messing up your passing game as well, they may have to devote at least a second guy to him to try and keep him away from their plays.
Wilson. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Raymond now on the return. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good. Now, a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5.
Go.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. Wilson to lock it there for the Seahawk first down.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it.
Reload.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
Now they go screen. It's complete. It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying it is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
He completes it to Bryant. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. They've got it 1st and goal at the 6. And they'll go on the ground. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Corey Grant hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks have made this a one-score game. Janikowski good with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Out to kick is Janikowski. Fielded about a yard deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Now Elliott. Finding room at the 30. And he'll take this all the way up to the 38-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down. For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. It's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. And he's got room. Give him 30 yards there.
Hey, we got four down.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll run with Elliott. space to run past the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. Now the extra point try forthcoming. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
He got 29 yards that time. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And down to the 36-yard line here. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
To the right side here, the tight end Thomas. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Julius Thomas, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again. Janikowski adds the extra point, and the lead will shrink to 6. To kick is Janikowski. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And the Cowboys are in the end zone for the touchdown.
That was a special return. And it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach, his head coach, to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff. Fielded about a yard deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now Wilson on 2nd down. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. From the gun, it's Wilson. And an alley to run. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down.
Well, it's not going to be a first down, but that's a nice job of picking up yardage on 3rd and long. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you. And in this case, it wasn't enough to pick up the first down.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. And now here come the Cowboys. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. It doesn't matter where you start with the football now. They have to feel great about their opportunity.
They'll pitch it out to Elliott. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On the counter, Elliott. And an alley to run. Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. 20, 10, touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it out past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And they'll run him here. And he powers his way up past the 30. Give him 4 yards on the play, and that will lead us into the 2-minute warning. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. Now it's Wilson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
14. Check 50, check 50. Hey, Mike 51, Mike.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. He hits Baldwin right side. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Wilson now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. Play action. Now Wilson trying to lay one up deep. had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
They run a draw here on second down. Taking it right down Broadway. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Corey Grant with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Janikowski good with the extra point, and that cuts this lead down to 13. Out to kick is Janikowski. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. A second quarter score from Carson. Chargers have jumped out to an early lead over the Raiders. And we'll be sure to keep an eye on that one as we go along here. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Come on, let's go. White 90.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Now this time he'll look to throw. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Here we go. Gun.
Prescott on first down. And it's incomplete. It's a dangerous pass. That's what it was. And it brings up second down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. A first down throw for Prescott. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A good pick up there of 20 yards. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
A second down throw for Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. This is Elliott. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one. Maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
But he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
So that's what that elbow in my ribs was all about. You thought they were going to throw the ball as well.
Absolutely. I think everybody thought they were throwing the football, caught him off guard.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you have the courage to make that type of a play call, a lot of times you actually get rewarded.
Right back to him on first down. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
46.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Flush to his right. And he whips that one incomplete there. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
The Cowboys on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Prescott from the gun. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock too with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. The 20, 10, and it's a Seattle Seahawks touchdown. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Yeah, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. Prescott off play action. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Room to run past midfield. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That good for 19 and a 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Here we go, 46. 46.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. Got some real estate inside the 30. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Now the try here for the point after. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start.
They shakes him off. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. Randy Gregory, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Play action. It's Wilson. Baldwin with it over the middle. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Tyrone Crawford, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Here's Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Baldwin. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. He has a 1st down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. Wilson now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. Now Wilson. Throw left side complete. That's Carson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit.
And that's another route that defenders would vote to take out of the game.
The wheel route?
Oh, without a doubt. You're you're just trying to move everybody in one direction, and whether it's a running back or another receiver, as they sit out on the sideline, you've got a problem on your hands.
Yeah, well, the defenders hate it there. It happened, and it resulted in a touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And, Charles, you'd have to think this is where you want to start taking some time off the clock.
Oh, definitely, because you got the lead, right? You take a good look up there and you say, okay, what do we need to do here? Well, you're not in full-out protect mode. You want to make sure you run it, throw it safe, take some time off, and eat it up.
They go play action here on first down. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the fourth. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A first down carry by Elliott. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Prescott now on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Let's go! Grand 38!
And an alley to run. Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Second and 10. It's Wilson again. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Manti Te'o. Thomas, the intended target. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
The give is to Elliott. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. Nazir Jones there on the tackle.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Hey, here we go. All right, hey. Hey, we're going right there. We're going right there.
They'll try the sweep with Elliott. A nice little juke. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Well, one of the few things that's gone right for them. Likely a little too late, but maybe a little feather in their cap.
I think so, and to me, they played that play without looking at the scoreboard, without worrying about where they were in the score, because things haven't gone right, as you noted, for them much of this game, but they gave great effort there and picked up a defense that's had a share of troubles in this one.
This complete to Lockett, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
You're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it, or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He'll buy some time right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Dez Bryant, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. And the Seahawks on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Again, Wilson. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Russell Wilson scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
That's fielded in the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Here's Elliott, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. Now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they had the touchdown during the last drive, and I'm guessing that you like the balance they had on that last drive.
And I loved it. Forget liking it. Absolutely love what they were doing, because to be ahead of a defense that much, where every play call you have, run or pass, is working pretty well for you.
Makes you look like a genius.
It really does. It also lets you know that your preparation was pretty good, and now the defense has to do all the adjusting.
And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not with the pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Randy Gregory in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. Third and long. It's Wilson. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
They go play action now. Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
And Justin Coleman brings him down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. The Cowboys on their way to victory as they take a knee.
A nickel look by Seattle on 3rd down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now.
Hey, we go. What do you think?
Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Dallas, their hopes of a 500 season stay alive as they move to 7-8 now on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Seattle, it's a tough blow to their playoff aspirations as they drop to 9-6. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.